Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Anisimova, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Well. How are you, Carson?
Hello. What's up, everyone?
How you doing, all right?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How were you there for 2 days at the US Open or 1 day?
I was there for 2 days.
Okay. How was it?
It was amazing. Loved it.
First time?
Third time.
Oh, okay. Which other years have you been?
The last year I was there for women's and men's semifinals. And then the year before, 2 years before that, for all of the quarterfinals and women's semifinals. So First time I've been in the first week.
Oh, okay.
Which
You've
is
normally been there for the latter stages, right?
Yeah.
I'm just checking on some scores elsewhere. I'm actually watching Tsitsipas Altmaier right now, which I think which stadium is Maya joint Anisimova? Is that Louis Armstrong?
That'll be Armstrong. So after Zverev, Fernley.
Good.
Zverev just wrapped it up.
I've just seen the score flash up. Yeah, so Zverev has wrapped that up, meaning Maya joint against Anisimova should be coming up in a few minutes, I would have thought, right?
Yeah, probably, I don't know, 10 to 15.
Yeah, maybe 15.
6 match points for him to have to close that out.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't see a single ball from that one. I've watched quite a bit of tennis today, but probably across 5 or 6 matches, I probably watched a percentage of each. So I watched some of Goff in her straight sets win over Donna Vekic. A lot to unpack there, and most of it, is not necessarily related to forehands and backhands, although to some extent it still is. I'm now watching Tsitsipas Altmaier. I also watched quite a bit of other women's tennis earlier. I saw most of Mukova against Chastea. I saw most of Kostyuk against Kostyuk against Zeynep Somnes. Zeynep Somnes, friend of the show. Actually, it's been an interesting day and interesting US Open for many friends of the show. Jasmine Paolini is still in the tournament. Jaime Faria made his 4th Grand Slam appearance of the year, so a good year in that respect for him, although he did go out to Munar. Lloyd Harris made the second round and also won the first set against Taylor Fritz. And maybe, but for some physical issues that he started to suffer from in the second set, maybe he doesn't win the match, but maybe it goes 5. I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility. But anyway, Taylor eventually won that one. Zeynep Sommes, who I just mentioned, pushing Kostyuk to 3 sets. And that was a very thin margin of defeat for Zeynep today, even if I think she was really on the edge of her level, at least where it is right now. That's not to say that one day Zeynep can't keep going on the path that she's at, and that's obviously top 100 right now. But I just felt as though that maybe Kostyuk had another gear today, whereas Zeynep was actually in her top gear. I'm back to Tsitsipas Altmaier right now. I'm watching every now and again. Altmaier gets desperate, and guess where he goes when he gets desperate? He goes to the backhand, and more often than not, it delivers. But actually, also even the forehand has misfired from Tsitsipas today on occasion, although there is 1 set all. All right, back to you. You're watching a bit of everything, including Borges against Tommy Paul, right now?
Yeah, I've got, had 4 matches on. 3 right now. So Borges Paul, Dimnor, Mochizuki, and Altmaier Tsitsipas as well. So.
Oh, wow. Right, let's share some scores on the screen. I thought I'd already done so, but I'm going to do it now. Tell us about the matches you saw in the last 48 hours and what excited you and what didn't, or how was the experience in general?
Yeah. Matches. I was in Arthur Ashe for both night sessions. The nights I was there. So get to that in a moment, but yeah, some matches that I saw out on the outer courts. Got to see. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Got something caught in my throat there. So got to see Kruger and Kennan basically right away when I got there, which was a pretty good match. 3-7. Kruger, just a lot more consistent in the third set.
I saw that as a 50-50 beforehand. I wasn't quite sure which one to predict. I think in the end I went Kennan pre-match, but I didn't really have a clue how that was going to go.
I felt similarly. To me, it was like 3-3. Either one could win it. And then, the other one that I saw that day was like the end of Alexandrova Sevastova. Before I headed into the stadium for the night session and got there a little bit like in the middle of the afternoon. So, but then of course that was Goff Tomjanovic, which was a pretty fun match, 3-setter.
Oh wow, you saw Goff Tomjanovic?
Yes.
Oh, that was a great match. Really curious because there'll be a lot of comparisons and a lot of thoughts regarding Goff's performance tonight, and those, in my opinion, that didn't pay attention to the match against Tomjanovic may say, but I thought her level against Tomjanovic was pretty good. I just thought Isla really brought her tennis to the occasion.
I thought that Tomjanovic played really fantastically throughout that match, and I mean, might be the best I've seen her play since that match against Serena.
Right? Yeah.
That was massive pressure moment for her, so I thought she looked really good. If she played like that every match, I think she would be in the top 20 probably.
That was a top 20 level, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible, but yeah, Goff just had a different level, just a little more consistent in the third set. Tomjanovic just a little bit nervy in some key moments. And then yesterday, not today, started out with Musetti and Goffin, which, sorry, that was today. Where am I looking at? But you
saw Musetti win his first round match against Umpechi Pedicard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a 5-setter, was it? Oh, it was 4 sets, maybe 4.
4.
Yeah.
So, saw a lot of decent amount of women's tennis then yesterday. So Navarro McNally right away in the morning. I thought Navarro looked pretty good, and then saw a little bit of Fonseca and Mahach. Then what else did I see? Saw Rybakina and Valentova. I think Valentova.
I didn't watch it, but the second set, from what I saw the score line. Because Tom was commentating on that one, so I could see how the score was going but I didn't actually see a point. But really, probably Rybakina should have lost that second set, right?
She certainly was fully capable of losing that set. Valentova.
At least I'm just talking the scoreboard here. As I say, I didn't watch it, so maybe Rybakina was amazing and whatever. But I'm just looking at the scoreboard. I think she was a breakdown at least once, and she was also down in the tiebreak as well at the end.
Yeah, so came back in the tiebreak. I think Valentova is going to be pretty good. I feel pretty confident about her after seeing that performance. Then saw Kessler Vondrousova, which that was another pretty good one early on. Second set, Vondrousova pulled away a little bit.
Okay.
And then Arthur Ashe at night I missed the beginning of Alcaraz Bellucci. Because I was at the Vondrousova match, but that one wasn't much to miss in that. Pretty straightforward win before Carlos, and then saw Sabalenka Kudermetova to close up, which was a really interesting match.
Yeah, now actually, that's the one I probably want to speak to you about because, again, it's a match I didn't see, and I don't know. I think there's some legitimate concerns about Sabalenka's level. Basically, since Wimbledon, having not played Canada, Cincinnati, slightly disappointing loss to Rebecca in the quarters. And then coming into this tournament, I've seen the score lines again from 2 of her 4 sets against opponents that I would expect her to beat comfortably. And she's had 2 very, very close sets. So she's very close to dropping a set. Now, was that Paulina playing amazing, or was Sabalenka slightly off it?
She was slightly off, especially in the first set. Paulina played well. She was... I think Paulina's probably under... Her ranking is probably below where her actual level is. She's had some tough draws, I think, in some tournaments and just hasn't had a chance to get very far. But, yeah, Sabalenka was off in the first set. It was definitely a little bit nervy. Just very back and forth one end. I think Paulina, she was like 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 on break points in the first set.
Ooh.
Over like 2 or 3 different games where she had break opportunities. So there were opportunities for her to pull ahead in that set, and then just didn't. And then I think second set, Sabalenka just calmed down a little bit, it seemed like, and then Kudermetova's level dropped a little bit, and you end up with a set that's 6-2. But definitely off at the beginning of the match, and then seemed to work her way into it.
Okay, cool. But she is through, and she hasn't dropped a set, so no need to panic. I tell you who has dropped a set, though, is Iga Swiatek. I actually saw 1 or 2 games from this match. I tuned in, I think, in the 3rd set, and Iga went up a double break, and that's when I tuned out. She goes up 4-1 for the double break. In the end, I see the scoreline is 6-4, so I know that Lehman's got 1 of the breaks back. But yeah, at least it's something to think about. I didn't see the first 2 sets, so maybe someone else can disagree with this. But and I know you were traveling as well, so I'm guessing that was probably exactly when you were traveling that day, so you didn't see either. But yeah, Iga, something to think about. Susan, though, I think, despite the disparity in terms of rankings, she can take the racket out of a lot of players' hands, and maybe even Iga Swiatek. Just because of the nature of her game, whether she can sustain that over 2 weeks of a Grand Slam and 3 sets against someone the caliber of Iga is more questionable. But yeah, I don't. At least the scoreline and the brief amount that I saw, I don't think there's anything massive to worry about for Iga. I mean, she's still on an incredible run. Final of Bad Homburg, winning Wimbledon, quarters, I would say, in Canada before losing to Towson, but I think that'll be one of her least memorable results from this season, and then winning Cincinnati. So just two losses in her last 4, two losses and 2 tournament wins. I don't think she needs to be concerned about dropping a set against Susan Lehmans.
I'm curious, do you think so? I mean, like, there's not really anyone on her side of the draw.
So Goff is a potential semi-finalist for her, and actually, I think coming back to Goff now, the level we saw from her today, I think, is a bit more of a concern, just because the results haven't been great since the French Open win. Who did she lose to in Berlin? Did she play Berlin? I think she did, and lost to someone. I think she might even lost first. I think she lost first round in Berlin, or first match. I'm going to check. She might have won 1, lost 1. She lost to Wong in the round of 16. I think it was her only match. Having got a bye, I think, in the first round. Yeah, and that was 6-3, 6-3. She then loses her first match at Wimbledon. and oh wow, just seeing an incredible shot from Altmaier. And then she doesn't go deep in Cincy or Canada, I don't think. Just going to see who she lost to in Cincinnati. But basically, her form since the French Open has been, not great. So she lost in the quarters in Cincinnati, and in Canada, she lost in the round of 16 to Mboko, who obviously went on to win the title. But form not great, and performance today not great. Listen, Vekic had some wrist issues today, and really could have and should have won that first set. And really, Goff just had to sort of steady herself a bit in the second set, and more or less did that. But still, the level that she's capable of, that she was a long way off US Open winning form today. Put it that way.
The first set was so weird.
Yeah, super
And
weird.
Not just the tennis. Like Arthur Ashe was deathly quiet. Like you could barely hear anything on TV at all.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah,
which is very strange. Usually, you can at least hear like chatter of the crowd. There's just background noise on it. Felt a little. It wasn't even like Wimbledon quiet, but it was like Shanghai quiet. Like there's no one. There's no one there. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. It was very subdued and
yes,
reflective of what was going on the court in a way, in that it was a kind of disbelieving performance from both players, but probably slightly more from Coco in terms of the scrutiny that she's under as the third seed and former champ and home favourite. There was a bigger and better atmosphere for the Anisimova match that you were at, I think, right? We got some set points for Tommy Paul.
Coco, a couple of nights ago. But yeah, that one was a lot more like
set points for Tommy Paul.
Yeah. Which I think this would be the first break of the evening for either of them.
Yeah, I haven't been across that one, but I think so. Having watched the scoreboard, I see Borges has saved one of them. I was quietly impressed with Tommy's level in his first round match, and more importantly, I think for these early rounds, his physical level seemed okay as well. Tsitsipas has just got the break, by the way, on Altmaier in the third set, so there is a change of momentum here in a big way. But yeah, listen, I know it was Muller on a hard court, and Muller's form, funnily enough, has fallen off quite a bit since he won a challenger in WATCHALONG earlier this year. So just watching a point here in the Altmaier match. But what I was more interested in is just seeing Tommy and his shot making and not really focusing too much on the opponent. I see Borges has saved all 3 set points, actually. So I was just very pleased to see Tommy come through that physically looking good, because he's had a hit and miss sort of few months in terms of health.
Yeah, and then Cincinnati lost to Manarino, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, which he
did won one match and lost one. But I remember speaking to Brenner about this, and I think Brenner said that, I forget who he played and won, was it McDonald or somebody anyway? And it's like, yeah, but physically and he's watched him up close a fair bit in the last few weeks in practice in New York, but also in Cincinnati. He just said that he is a bit short now. That's why I was particularly keen to see him perform. And honestly, the shot making, I know you're kind of reliant on when you look at the score line, you can say, oh, the opponent, might not be all there, especially on a hard court. But when you watch the match, I was like, the shot making was there, the movement was there, everything. You wouldn't know that Tommy had a rough few months in terms of his health. So, yeah. It wasn't like Jack Draper the last couple of weeks. I saw him in the doubles and he looked off. He struggled in his first round match and then pulls out, obviously, for the Zizerberg match. So it wasn't the same as Jack in a way.
I was happy to see him come through. It's really been the first time in a few years he's been struggling with injuries.
Yeah, because he's
picture of health. So I didn't really see. I didn't see any of that match at all. Just some highlights afterwards. But yeah, it's good that he's healthy, and his movement so far tonight looks to be okay. So, I mean, if there is a problem, though, someone like Nuno Borges, it can certainly expose it a little bit.
Yeah, he'll get a few more balls back maybe than Muller did.
Yeah.
And Borges is held for 5-all.
Yeah, so let's see
Three set points saved, and then obviously 5-all there. So that's good news for him. I'm watching Tsitsipas looking pretty comfortable now, which is very different to how it was 45 minutes ago when he lost the first set.
Yeah, it looks like he might be starting to pull away with this third set.
Nice draw for Stefanos, to be honest with you. For someone who can barely get wins across the tour, but also in New York historically, his draw of Muller followed by Altmaier, not bad for someone who's scratching for wins. Even Tommy Paul as well, someone who's easy. And I know Borges is solid and gets good results at slams on a hard court in particular. He's not had a great year at Nuno, and it feels like he's a little bit away from where he was in Australia, for example, at the beginning of last year when he got to the fourth round, I think, before losing to Medvedev in 4 sets as well.
Yeah. I mean, he still needs to win this match, has a little bit of work to do, but imagine if I tell you like 5 days ago that Stefano Tsitsipas and Maria Sakkari would be in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open.
Sakkari as well, yeah. But Sakkari, I don't know who she played in the 2nd round, but actually, yeah, her draw nice because Bondar beats Svitolina, right? So again, I'm pretty sure when I did my bracket and everything else, I had Sakkari winning the 1st round against Tatiana Maria because I think Tatiana Maria on a hard court is very different to her on grass. So I was confident Maria Sakkari would win that match, despite Sakkari's struggles at slams over the last couple of years. A lot of 1st round losses, but the draw was not bad for her. Now, I think I would have had her going out to Svitolina, but when Bondar wins that match, things change a bit, and suddenly you're thinking 3rd round is possible. Stefanos, really, in terms of the draw, very similar in terms of Altmaier and Muller as his opponents. And Tommy Paul as well, someone who I think, given the physical issues he's had, if he'd have had just trying to think who's unseeded. Obviously, Fonseca springs to mind. Brooksby maybe. Somebody like that, I think, in the first couple of rounds could have caused Tommy a problem or two. Obviously, Brooksby lost to Kaboli today, but that was 5 sets. Who else was sort of dangerous unseeded players? Because, I mean,
Munar,
Munar maybe. Munar, again, playing a little bit more aggressively this year, but ultimately a very good defender.
I think Poppy would have been an interesting matchup for him.
Say again?
Popyrin, if that had been a 2nd round match.
Right, I think Popyrin unseeded player. I think he probably causes Tsitsipas, Tommy Paul possibly as well, problems for sure. And I know he lost in straight sets today, but yeah, probably one of the most dangerous non-unseeded players, both in terms of his ranking, but also beats Djokovic at the US Open last year, wins Canada, picked up a bit this year as well in terms of some wins that he was struggling to get before this North American swing. So, yeah. Anyway, Borges is going to have to serve again to stay in the 1st set. I'm watching as well Maya Joint and Anisimova warming up in front of me right now for they're practicing serves. Maya Joint, the sunglasses have gone. It's the first time I've probably seen her play without the sunglasses because even in cloudy England, she was wearing them in that final against Iala earlier on this year. Was that a 250 or a 125? I think it might have been a 250.
I think that's a 250 now.
Yeah. Eastbourne, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a 500 before, and then it got downgraded to 250, or have I got that wrong?
I can't remember.
There's a few that have been tweaked. Like, for example, we used to have a challenger at Surbiton, and there was also the women playing the same week. That's just been completely dropped from the calendar, which is a shame because I used to enjoy that. And then I think it's Birmingham went from 250 to 125. So you're right. I think Eastbourne is 250. Whether that was always 250 or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's at 250. Because you had the Queen's 500 this year on the women's side, as like the opening of the grass court season, I think. I know Isabella's going to be joining at some point.
I've also got Mochizuki and Demon are on right now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the Japanese is putting up a good fight, right? In the
second set is becoming a little more interesting. The first set was pretty straightforward. I was a little concerned it would just be like a 2-2-2 quick victory, but Mochizuki here serving to try and make it 5-5 in the second set.
But he is a little bit under pressure at 15-30.
He is. Yeah, he just made a bad read on a ball that he probably should have gone for and let go. So
there were probably two sort of obvious things in terms of, I don't know how many screens have you got, by the way?
Sorry?
How many screens do you have?
Look, I've got one screen. So in the US, we have ESPN for the tournament, which has a multi-view option, so you can put like up to 4 matches on at a time.
Okay, so you can see Mochizuki at the same time as Borges Paul, right?
Yep.
Ah, good. Because I think your eyes are going to have to flip between the two. Probably right now it's Mochizuki de Minaur because of the 2 set points that de Minaur has. But as soon as this service game is done, Borges and Paul obviously in that tie break. I've got Anisimova and Joint on my screen. I can see Isabel backstage. Whenever you're ready, Isabel, just bring yourself forward.
Yeah, they've just started a couple of points in, 15 all.
Yeah. And I think we've got some news going on court 17, Carson.
Yeah. de Minaur just wrapped it up.
Hey, Isabel.
Nerves there. Hey, Isabel.
Howdy.
Good. So de Minaur 2 sets to love up. I think that should be him on the way to a win. And I think Borges, Tommy Paul is sort of right now reaching a boiling point in terms of the first set.
Yeah, Borges serving right now. Just 1 point in. Still a long ways to go there. Yeah, Ogier Aliassime also with some break points late in the third set. And scoreboard just went away. But try and get a straight set victory there. There we go.
Yeah, I only saw the end, the last 3 games of Zverev and Fernley.
That was, I saw some of that. Basically, the very end of the match. That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, the last 3 games were good. It was impressive. Fernley, I just wish he played like that the whole match.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it was pretty straightforward up until that point. Have you been watching any tennis today? Or just
today? I've been moving today, so I missed a lot of the matches. But I did see Venus Williams and Leylah Fernandez doubles match, which was very good. But that was all I saw today.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of traveling today, so I didn't see much until the afternoon. But I've been at the U.S. Open for the last couple of days, so I'm not complaining about traveling. But
Oh, you've been there?
yeah, I was just there for a couple of days.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to go to any matches?
Yeah. Like 9 or 10. I just like got grounds passes for the day, so just like hopped around a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was in Arthur Ashe for the last 2 night sessions. True. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, Borges and Paul 3-all in their tiebreak. So change over there now, and I think Isabella's screen may have frozen there. So hopefully we get her back in a minute. Tsitsipas up a break in the 3rd set.
I'm still here, of course. I'll be coming to it. But yeah, Tsitsipas looking pretty comfortable. I mean, it is only 1 break of serve, but I didn't see the first set, and I tuned at the beginning of the second, thinking, "Oh, here we go, could be an interesting one." And then Tsitsipas upped the level, obviously, and Altmaier dropped a bit, and it has been. Even if it is just 1 break of serve in this 3rd set, if Altmaier got it back on serve, it would be a surprise, just given how comfortable it's been for Stefanos the last hour or so. Felix, yeah, two sets to love up on Safiullin. In fact, he may well be applying a lot of pressure to the Russian serve in a moment if he holds serve here. And Borges and Paul, I see, are back. I think, at least in terms of the scoreboard, I saw Borges was up a mini break at one point, but they're on serve right now.
Yeah, on serve. Yeah, Felix had a break point in the last game against Roman. Didn't convert it.
Oh, okay. So he's been applying pressure. Well, if he gets one in the next game, it could well be a match point, presuming he holds serve.
Yeah. Also, like, you never know with Felix. Like, this could become an interesting match quickly.
Which one, sorry?
With Felix. Like, if this ends up in another tiebreaker, he's not able to convert there.
Yeah, true.
It could get interesting.
The match between Mukova and Chastain, that was a really entertaining affair today. We talk about quality as well. I would say the quality was quite high. I am a little concerned for Mukova in terms of she's got Noskova next. And I think if Mukova was playing at her peak, I think that she may even be the favorite. Her peak, her ceiling over the last, say, 5 years. I'm thinking of 2023 in particular. Obviously, when she makes the French Open final, and I think she made the semis that year in New York, although it could have been last year. Did she make 20? I think she made the semis in 23 and 24, because one year she lost to Coco, I think, and then the other year she lost to Pegula. But that level, I think, probably beats Noskova. But the level I've seen in the last couple of days doesn't beat Noskova. I don't think so. That'll be interesting. I'm with you. I'm very intrigued by it. I think it's a really exciting matchup, especially if Mukova brings it. But the level that I've seen from Noskova in the last few weeks is probably higher than what I've seen from Mukova.
Yeah, I think I agree. And I mean, whoever, this is just a very interesting quarter of the tournament now. If Coco isn't going to be playing very well, winner of this probably gets Kostyuk in the 4th round, which, I mean, that's a little dependent on which version of Marta Kostyuk gets there, if she's firing or if she's a little bit wild. Borges has a set point right now against Tommy Paul. Tommy is serving, though, so we'll see what happens there.
Sorry, my internet just cut out for a second. So I had to restart that.
I just looked down and I was like, that's not John. But Tsitsipas has set points. Borges has set points. Lots of fun stuff happening right now. And Tommy Paul saves the first one. What matches do you have on right now?
I have, I can only have one on at a time right now. Otherwise my computer will overheat. I just have the Anisimova joint match going on my phone.
All right. What was that? Sunday. I tried to do that, having a match on my phone and doing having this on my computer stream, but that airport Wi-Fi kind of sucks for that. So
Yeah. I'll often have the U.S. Open radio on in my car so I can listen to the matches.
yeah. You have a long commute to work?
Not at the moment. I just came back from a job
All right.
in New Mexico, so I was on the road for a couple of days.
All right.
But no, not working. No work commute at the moment.
Right.
Usually, though, when the Australian Open is on, it's very convenient because the day session will start around the same time that I'm getting home from work.
Okay.
So I can get home from work and immediately put the tennis on.
I think this is John and I were talking about this. I think this is the first time I've ever seen Maya Joint play without sunglasses on. So it's a 2-2 right now. Then, all right, so Tommy Paul just won set number 1 on his, I think that was his 5th set point. And then Tsitsipas also winning a set. Up 2-1 now. Welcome back.
Yeah, don't worry. I didn't know that Tommy Paul had some set points earlier in that set.
He did in his service game. It was Borges was serving he was down 4-5, and Tommy had a couple of set points there.
Okay. Oh, of course he did. Yeah, and we were just talking about it about 15 minutes ago. Yeah, of course he was love 40, wasn't he? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was love 40.
Yeah.
So he takes the first set. Tsitsipas, I think he'll pull it out at this point.
I think so too. I mean, listen, I've stopped watching that now. I've got Anisimova against Joint on my screen in front of me. But as I say, just the patterns of play and the manner of those two sets that I did see suggested that a little bit like Stefanos in the previous round in terms of dropping the first set, but winning that round, he won the second set 6-love. I think he got it. It was really tight in the fourth. I think it was either 7-6 or 7-5, and it might have been 7-6. I'm not sure in the fourth over Muller, but it did feel like it had 4 sets. And again, this Altmaier Tsitsipas one feels like that too. Tommy Paul won that tiebreak, by the way. How was that? Because I wasn't watching.
It was very back and forth. It was like both of them were protecting their serves pretty well throughout the middle part of the tiebreak. I think Nuno had a mini break early on, and then just not a great point that Nuno played at the very end that Tommy went on. So
Nuno for me has had a few matches this year, and I'm not saying that happened today, but he's had a few matches this year where he's been in winning positions and not managed to to really hold on to those. I'm thinking of Roberto Bautista Agut. I think at Queens he was up a set and a break. And then once he lost that break, it felt like he was fighting a mental battle with himself to get back in the match almost. I mean, he was still very much in charge of the match, having won the first set, but it just felt like Bautista Agut was really getting under his skin, not in any other way other than just the tennis that he was producing. But, you know, it's a bit like De Minaur. There's certain players that if you're struggling mentally, if you're struggling to get over the line, there's certain players that are worse than others. You know, someone like Chapo might just give it to you. You know, Felix to an extent too. Stefanos, you could always go for the backhand. But someone's as strong mentally as De Minaur and RBA, you know, they're just going to get more and more balls back, and they're going to work their percentages. You know, especially De Minaur, you know that he's going to be feeding off your anxiety and sensing it. And yeah, he's someone who maximizes his potential in every way. So but that's not the only one. I've seen Nuno in a couple other matches this year when he's been up and had chances to win matches and not seal the deal. And just maybe they start stacking up those scenarios. You know, you get one, then you get another one, and you get another one, and it's like, oh no, here we are again. I don't think he'll be lucky enough to get in that position today. I don't see him being up 2-1 and a break, for example, in the fourth, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens. I'm going to grab a glass of water quick.
Go do that. Go grab a glass of water. I've got Maya Joint on my screen up against Anisimova. They're on serve at the moment. Anisimova, of course, the warm favourite in this encounter. But thus far, Joint is certainly holding her own. I don't think either of the two players have really been too threatened on serve, although my eyes are moving around quite a bit in terms of the matches and focus. I expect Anisimova to win probably in straight sets. I think Maya Joint has an incredible talent. I really liked what she brought to the grass court season. I'm also in winning that Eastbourne title against Ayala in the final and holding it together as well. I think Joint also beat Raducanu maybe on that run to the final as well. And it was a real mental battle in the end with Ayala with both players. Joint would suddenly come alive when she was down on the scoreboard, and started to relax a bit more. It was when she was, had the match points of her own, because I think Ayala probably had 2 match points or championship points in that final, and I'm not sure how many Maya needed to get over the line, but eventually she did. I think there's a lot of potential with Maya, but I think today Anisimova should get it done in straights.
Yeah, I mean, she's still a very young player, so plenty of time to get it together. Steph just got a break.
Yeah.
To open the 4th set.
Yeah.
Not sure how much longer I'll keep that on my screen.
Yeah, that might be enough. That might be enough as well. I don't know exactly how the second set ended, but also the third set ended. But Altmaier wasn't getting that close on his serve. In fact, because the first set was a tiebreak, but I didn't see it, then Altmaier might not have broken Stefanos yet. I don't know. Actually, let's find out. I can soon find out.
Yeah, we can find some stats on that. So, Felix and Safiullin right now, 6-5 in the third set. Roman is serving up 30 love. Looks like we'll get another tie break there.
Yeah, so I've got break points one. Here we go. Oh, so Altmaier has broken him once.
Okay.
Because
you know
he's
was that set 1?
don't know when it was, but I'm pretty sure it would have been set 1 because, as I say, I watched set 2 and most of set 3. So I'm guessing that they exchanged breaks in the first set. That's what I will say. But Altmaier's had some other opportunities. He's 1 from 4. Stefanos is 5 from 8. So he's a lot more clinical in when he's getting those chances. Stefanos has hit 49 winners so far today, which is pretty healthy. Also hit 8 double faults, Stefanos.
Yeah.
Joint and Anisimova still on serve.
A couple of breaks though.
Neither player's been under big threat on their serve, but we might just be seeing that change because we've got now 2 break points for Maier joint on the Anisimova serve. And the last one really was disappointing for Anisimova because she served really, it was her first serve, she gets it in really well. Joint is way out of the court because she served out wide. And then Anisimova went over the high part of the net for obviously a plus 1 winner, but it didn't pull it off.
Not sure if I'm maybe a few seconds ahead of you, but she has gotten the break.
Oh, you are definitely ahead of me. I mean, every single person on Talking Tennis is ahead of me in my stream. My US Open stream, that is, anyway. It depends on which tournament or which channel. Yeah, she missed a forehand there, Anisimova. So a couple of unforced errors costing her serve. So it's about time that Amanda started to pressure Maier's serve a bit more, and she's going to have to do it pretty soon or she's going to lose this set.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now. That's maybe a little bit of a wake-up call for her. We do have a 3rd set tiebreak.
Oh, yeah, Safiullin Felix, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where it's at right now, Safiullin Felix.
And, looks like Altmaier got a break back.
Oh, how about that?
Interesting.
I'm going to watch this Safiullin Felix tiebreak. Safiullin, of course, former Wimbledon quarterfinalist. I think he tends to like the quicker conditions where he can get a bit more pop on his serve. Remember him playing really well against Zverev in maybe Beijing, maybe Tokyo, one of the Asian tournaments. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before.
Well, generally tend to be a little bit quicker as far as hard courts go. Makes sense that he would do well out there.
Yeah, he doesn't like the clay, that's for sure as well. In every facet, you know, speed, but also movement and everything else. Ooh, he's got a net cord there. A bit lucky, Roman. Got to get back to that baseline, yeah. Ooh, that was a good slice there from Felix. Really good slice. Like, when he hit that slice and it came off his racket, I thought, uh-oh. But that's exactly what you want in a way. The best slices are the ones that you think aren't going to make it, but they do. And Roman couldn't deal with it. So Felix, 5 points from the win.
All right, Maier joint has backed up her break of serve.
Yeah.
5-3. Anisimova going to serve to stay in this first set now.
Yeah. Some good rallies in this Safiullin-Felix tiebreak. Good defence there from Felix, but it's actually not going to be enough. So it's 3-all at the change of ends. Yeah, I think when I spoke to Roman earlier this year in Portugal, he told me that the level of tennis he brought in that Zverev win was the best of his career.
Yeah, I think I would tend to agree with him. Like, I'm not thinking of another match off the top of my head where he played that well. Like, as well as he did in that.
Shanghai, he beat him in Shanghai in October 23, yeah, 3-1. So am I right in thinking there's 5 matches currently happening? Just 1 women's and 4 men's?
Yes.
There they all are on the screen. Felix is up a mini break, 4-3. Ace down the tee for Felix, that's 5-3.
They're just 2 points away there. Yeah, it's already 10:30 in New York. So I'm sure he would like to wrap this up.
Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it? You know, if he's suddenly still playing past midnight, then it just makes practice tomorrow that little bit more tricky, and then obviously playing the next day. Mind you, it's 5-4 now. There's a good forehand cross court there from Roman.
And the winner of that match will face Alexander Zverev in the next round. So quite a challenge there for whoever comes through.
Okay. Obviously, we just mentioned Safiullin and Zverev, but looks like it's going to be Felix. But of course, right now, Safiullin's second serve here. If he double faults here, he'll be facing match points. Forehand return is good from Felix. Still in the rally here. That was a really deep shot from Roman. And in fact, he's ended up winning the point 5-all. There was one shot from Roman there I thought was going to go out. Anyway, 5-all still. Felix still 2 points away. Gets a mini break here, and he's got a match point on his serve.
Oh, Maya Joint serving for set number 1 right now. And it looks like Altmaier is up a break now.
Oh, wow. And there was me sounding very confident about Stefanos' 4-set win. All Roman, unforced error there, backhand into the net. Fairly short ball. It was not easy to say he hit a winner off that, but it was expected that he was going to put Felix in some trouble. Now, as it is, Felix has a match point on his serve, much to the delight of the Canadians in the crowd. Where are you going to go with this, Felix? Pretty lengthy encounter, almost 3 hours for 3 sets. Goes out wide. I think Roman may well have been expecting down the tee, given how it wasn't right in the corner. But either way, it's enough. He couldn't get he got his racket on it, but he couldn't get it back over the net. So straight sets win for Felix Auger-Aliassime, 6-1, 7-6, 7-6, to set up a round of 32 clash with Alexander Zverev. I'm going to have a look at their head-to-head.
Yeah, I think there's a good
Beautiful.
tournament.
Felix have a win too. Yeah, he's got 2 wins, Felix.
Yeah.
In 8. Be interesting to know when they came. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. If I had to guess their head-to-head, I think I said there must be a couple of wins for Felix in there, but then I would also guess that they would have been 3 or 4 years ago, and that's exactly when they were, 2022 and 2021. One on grass, Wimbledon. 5-setter that was, in 21. And the other one on a hard court over 3 sets at the ATP Cup. But obviously, it is no longer in existence. Anyway, 4-6-2. So I think Zverev will be the warm favourite in that particular encounter. And Maya Joint and Anisimova are back on serve.
They are probably just in nerves there from Maya Joint. Playing against the home player essentially in this match. So Felix has been playing well so far this week. It's like hasn't been the most straightforward, but he's been tested against Billy Harris a couple of days ago, and then Sophie Lynn tonight. I think he's played 3 tie breaks now already. Hasn't dropped a set yet though. So good test for him. Yeah, we'll see how his level is against Zverev in a couple of days.
Yeah. I've just put Tsitsipas Altmaier on. I'm expecting now, but I've had lots of expectations not pan out. I'm expecting Anisimova to get this done in straight sets, but
I mean, this service game has been about as straightforward as it can be.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, holds to love.
Altmaier 4-1 up now in this third set, so yeah, he's put some breathing space between him and Stefanos, and 5th set incoming, it would seem.
And yeah, it looks like De Minaur is up a break as well.
Yeah.
I imagine he'll wrap that one up pretty quickly.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Borges Paul could be a long one. Could be.
It could be.
Oh, I see Gil Gross. Can you see Gil? I'm watching Tsitsipas, and I just see Gil Gross in the background leaning against a board.
Yeah, I did not get to meet him, but I did see him as I was walking in between courts. So we just passed each other.
He's got his phone out, and he's either filming or taking a picture of Stefanos serving. Yeah, I've even actually had him commentating, I think, on my TV, I think at one point. I know he's like officially the radio, but I'm pretty sure he appeared in a commentary on my TV at one point. He was a ball kid once at the US Open.
Yeah. I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Maya Joint serving now to force a tie break.
Yeah, and I can see she's up 30 love, which is good for her given the jolt that she would have just had.
I think the scoreboard is maybe a point ahead of my stream. Anisimova put each of the first 2 points forehands into the net. So
Okay, just going to switch scoreboards for a second anyway to over there to the Google for the men's here. Stefanos up 40 love.
yeah, Joint clearly has a plan to attack him. Amanda Anisimova's forehand tonight.
Okay.
He's just pounding that side.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she is spraying it a little bit, which we know that is the side that can break down a little bit. So and she holds still up, so we have a first set tie break there.
Okay. Demon Nor 2 points away. Stefanos holds.
What time is it where you're at?
Oof, 4:41 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I felt fine a couple of hours ago. I made myself a cup of tea. Oh, serve volley here from Altmaier. It's going to help him win the point, albeit not outright, but it got him in a good position. Altmaier, almost exactly a year ago, played the Seville Challenger. It's the second week of the US Open. Whether he was considering playing that, I don't know this year, but I would imagine he probably won't now, but if he wins tonight, he certainly won't.
Yeah, I think if he wins tonight, he would play third round on Saturday.
Yeah. But you're not. I mean, even if he was not playing until Tuesday in the Challenger in Spain, it's still it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Which also,
I think. I mean, I don't even know if he's potentially signed up or could potentially get a wild card, but he played there last year. Oh, Tommy Paul, Nuno Borges.
Oh, Paul got a break there.
Yeah. Match point Dimonor.
All right. It is starting to rain in New York.
Oh, is it?
They are closing the roof on Arthur Ashe.
Does Louis Armstrong have a roof?
It does.
Okay.
So they can close the roof on the...
Does Grandstand have a roof?
It does not.
Okay.
Neither does Court 17.
Okay.
So...
so that could be halted with a match point, potentially. Or right now it's 2 points.
Literally. I do... Yeah, there's
I'm
no
still
way...
watching Altmaier Tsitsipas playing, and I don't see any rain, but there could be a few spots. The Arthur Ashe decision might be slightly precautionary, or they also know that there's a sustained, even if it's just a few spots right now, they might know that there's a sustained period of rain.
There could be. I'll look at the weather there.
Got another match point for Dimonor. Plus, they're at a changeover on Ashe, so
yep.
Maybe there's a few spots that like, here's a changeover, and we know that it's going to start raining to a large extent in the next 20 minutes or something for the rest of the night. Oh, lovely Altmaier, 5-2.
It looks like it might just be scattered sprinkles.
Okay.
For the next 20 to 30 minutes. All right, Anisimova's up 4-2.
Okay.
As they change ends of the court. The roof is about closed there.
Louis Armstrong, they've already closed the roof?
On Arthur Ashe.
Oh, on Arthur Ashe, they've closed the roof.
It's almost closed. And then They haven't shown proof in Louis Armstrong, but I assume that they are in the process of closing that as well.
Whatever spots are there, they're still not. At least I don't see them materializing on Grandstand. And this will obviously finish potentially for the night. They probably like to get this set done, so it's just sort of a one-set shootout. If they come back tomorrow.
Right, Demonor has finished his match.
Demonor's got it done, has he? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see that.
Nice win for him. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And in fact, with the roofs on two of the remaining 3 matches, it'll just be Tsitsipas Altmaier that's not potentially completed if the rain does become a severe issue. But it's funny, you know, there could be rain on my screen. Actually, I'm just trying to just see the grains, but they're still on court anyway. And Stefanos is about to serve to stay in this 4th set. So they're playing anyway. He's missed that first set by a long way. And Anisimova has won that first set. Yeah.
She has.
Yeah.
7-2 in the tiebreak.
Wow. From 4th, she obviously won quite a few points in a row there because it was 4-2 at the change of ends. Oh, Borges has some break points.
Let's see if he can get the break back here.
They closed that roof pretty quickly. I was there when they inaugurated the roof in 2016. It was a night session, and I remember the first match was Djokovic, and he won in 4 sets, I think. And yeah, Phil. Oh, what a passing shot from Altmaier. Backhand, one-handed, of course. And it was from a smash from Tsitsipas. Now, it wasn't the best, and I'm going to say not even the cleanest of smashes. I'm going to watch this smash again. Yeah, it wasn't clean. I don't think he hit it from the sweet part of the racket. Stefanos also let it go kind of thing, as in like it would have been a tricky-ish volley. And he just thought, you know what, I'm going to let this go and hopefully it lands out, but it just dropped in.
Borges has broken.
Well, how about that?
3-all.
First time in the match. Oh, what a backhand winner that was from Altmaier. From a neutral position on the rise.
He's playing some inspired tennis right now. Went
Yeah.
down the break at the beginning of the set, and I thought it might be over.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so just 3 more matches going now.
Yeah, we'll stay live until the end of Anisimova joint, whatever happens in the other matches.
All right, second set beginning here. Joint serving. Did we get it?
Again, these spots of rain, what have appeared, have not disrupted yet the Tsitsipas Altmaier match. Yep, as you can see, the match is just falling off the screen. 3 remain. Altmaier serving for the 4th set. Does he hold it together? He went down the tee there, which would have been to the Stefanos backhand. I expect a good portion of his serves going to the Stefanos Tsitsipas backhand, especially this second serve. Indeed, it does go to the backhand. And Stefanos misses the backhand down the line. He's asked to hit two backhands in a row. If Altmaier gets to like 40 love, then it'll be like, okay, I can't keep going to the backhand, so maybe I'll get the forehand here. That's kind of what most people do in tennis when they've obviously got an opponent with an obvious weakness. He's gone for the forehand there, though. Maybe went a bit too early on the forehand. I would have probably preferred to see him get to at least 30 love before we went for it. And as a result, Stefanos had a shout at that point and really was at least already at neutral from the minute the point began. And as a result, it's 15-all. Altmaier's no way is he going to the forehand on either of these two serves here.
Definitely not. All right, Joint wins the first game of this second set. Holds to love. Anisimova just pushing balls along the entire game. So I did see earlier that when the roof was open, Joint's hair was swirling around a little bit. So I think there was a little bit of wind down on the courts. So now with the roof closed, that won't be as much of a thing. Wonder if it takes the players any time to get adjusted to this.
Altmaier just ignored my suggestion about avoiding the forehand. In fact, he won the point. I think he obviously caught Stefanos and me by surprise on that second serve. He then went to the forehand again, and this time loses the point, 30-all.
And looks like Tommy Paul got a break.
Indeed he did.
He's now up.
Yeah.
See if he can consolidate it this time.
Second serve at 30-all. Down the tee. Run around forehand return. It's going to miss from Stefanos. So desperate to avoid the backhand there. I think 80% of the tour would have hit a backhand return. Maybe even more. But Stefanos was kind of quick to get around it. To be fair, he was around it enough to hit a decent forehand, but in the end he hit it long. That was into the body. That's not the worst idea. But it's going to be a second serve.
Ooh.
Goes down the tee and catches Stefanos. No, it's a double fault. I thought that had landed in. That must have been super close.
Oh my. Anisimova just whipped backhand down the line.
Nice. His team didn't seem too happy
with
with it.
Backhand might have been faster. That was insane.
Yes, Paul is back up a break, I see, yeah. I've 3 breaks in that set. So volley, but doesn't work from Altmaier. It wasn't the worst decision, but he couldn't execute the volley. So it's a break point for Stefanos Tsitsipas. Oh, Anisimova, by the way, she was at 40-15 at one point, wasn't she, in this game?
It's to 40-all now.
Mm-hmm. And a second serve. I think Stefanos is going to get ready to run around this potential backhand. No, it's to the backhand, but he doesn't need to run around it. They're into the rally, but he's missed the forehand from a neutral position, Stefanos, so it's deuce. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Jake. We are doing well. All watching separate matches here, so a little bit of everything going on.
Yes, indeed. Now it's set point number 2 for Altmaier. think it's just time to just keep going to the backhand, even if it is a bit predictable. Gone to the forehand, and he gets punished. Gets punished for that. Juice. I don't feel pristine, Jake. I just said to Carson. Carson said, "What time is it?" And I said, "It's 4:40." It was that time. It was 4:41, I think. And I said, "We're gonna wrap up whenever Anisimova and Joint wrap up." But of course, the way Joint is playing, who knows? It might go 3. Although I just saw a break point for her, although it's come and gone. It's going to be another set point for Daniel Altmaier.
Is this number 3 for him?
Yeah, set point 3. He saved a break point as well. Just don't mess about, Daniel. Go. I like the element of surprise. You've proved me wrong on at least one occasion, but just go for the backhand now. He does go for it, and he wins the set. There you go.
All right, 2 sets all there.
Yeah. So now into a 5th. Did they close the roof on Louis Armstrong as well?
I still haven't seen a shot of the roof.
Okay. Because that was a pretty quick closure, I would say, for Arthur Ashe. Considering, I think, Wimbledon, takes 15 minutes or so to close the roof.
I think Arthur Ashe is 8 to close the roof.
8 minutes. Did you say 8 minutes?
8, yes.
Oh, that's good knowledge.
Very quickly. They were closing it during play as well. Like, they didn't stop play at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's interesting. Tsitsipas, by the way, 38% first serves in that set. So there you go. That's pretty clear why he didn't win that first set, really.
Ooh, that's tough.
Well, sorry, that 4th set, that previous set, yeah. Jake, I've seen a couple of comments on social media, but I don't know what they are, Jake. Am I right in thinking that United have basically said he's not for sale, Manu wants to leave, and there's a bit of a, what's the word? A standoff there, I guess. That's how I understand it. Altmaier, by the way, is a Spanish speaker because he has a Spanish-speaking coach, I believe, and he's learned Spanish as a result. Obviously, he speaks English and German as well. I think he might speak Russian as well, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, that's what I understood, Jake. Yeah, it's a difficult one because I think he's obviously been told he's got to battle it out with Bruno, and Bruno's clearly in pole position.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to play, yeah, especially as a World Cup year.
Well, that would be a tough position for him.
Yeah, how much of a fan are you, Carson?
I knowledgeable enough to have a conversation, and knowledgeable enough to know he's probably not passing Bruno Fernandes anytime soon.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. At the moment, anyway.
All right, Tommy Paul has just taken the 2nd set.
Oh, okay. That happened pretty quickly.
So, yeah, got another break at the end. Looks like Borges is going to take a bathroom break here.
Okay. That might end up being a swifter match than I anticipated. You never know. It might even finish before Anisimova joined.
It could. Well, this could be the last match of the night. Who knows? Anisimova has 2 break points now.
Oh, okay. Well, that might hasten things up.
We'll see what happens. All these matches could end around the same time, I guess. I mean, who knows? It could be the Tsitsipas match that finishes last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it goes to a tiebreak, especially. Okay, yeah, I have seen again, Jake. I've seen some headlines regarding salaries and stuff.
Ooh. Right, joint saves both break points. It's a dupe there.
I wonder where Tsitsipas' ranking will be in 12 months from now.
That's a great question.
He's obviously got a title. I mean, it's quite a while away now, but he's got that title he won in the Middle East, didn't he?
Dubai?
I think it was Dubai. Yeah, in a sort of a good period of the year for him. But
yeah, the start of the year was decent enough. I looked at his match results. I was trying to figure out like how far in the rankings he could fall. This was a few weeks ago I looked at it, but he's not defending too much through the end of the season.
no, I don't recall him having a great end of the year last year, and New York is traditionally a bad slam for him, so I don't know whether he went out first or second round last year.
So
I'm
like
gonna say he's never been past the third round in New York. I don't know. Might have made a fourth round. Maybe
I don't recall off the top of my head. But really, up until Dubai, I don't think he's going to fall too much further in the rankings.
Yeah, so he might just sort of, he's 26, I think, at the moment, or at least he's seeded 26. He might just sort of stay between 20 and 30 as a result. So Anisimova has not got that break, at least not yet.
No. And, all right, well, she won't in this game. Joint holds on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he does believe Jake. I think you're right. But
I agree, Jake.
But you don't necessarily have to be better than Sinner and Alcaraz to, well, first of all, you don't have to be better than them to get to number 3 in the world. You don't have to be better than them to win plenty of titles. And certainly you don't have to be better than both of them to get to a final at a slam. You could even win a slam. You could even beat Alcaraz by not being better than him. So there's plenty of paths to plenty of success that we don't have to be entirely obsessed with Sinner and Alcaraz. And I've used this argument with Novak in a way that, he just needs to be the third best player at every slam, and he's going to be in the semi-finals, and then who knows?
Which is exactly what's happened this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Semifinals of all 3 slams so far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you know what a honeydew is?
No. Oh, honeydew. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I've had it in my life.
They are showing a couple of videos on Arthur Ashe right now of a couple of long snakes of honeydew glasses.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that, because although I'm watching Tsitsipas Altmaier, as you began saying that, I remember a couple of days ago seeing something like someone with like 10 cups in their hands, right? Like, yeah. But they've obviously not drunk all 10. I'm sure they've just picked up from around the stands, but yeah. I have a honeydew cup somewhere in this apartment. 2016, that year that I was there when they inaugurated the roof. It's got quite a bit of sort of dishwasher damage to it over the years, so it's not very clear. But it did have, and probably still does somewhere, but all the winners up until 2015 on it, on the men's and the women's side, I think. Is it the Emma Raducanu question, Jake? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what is this question?
I'm not even sure exactly what it is, but he was like, I might join a stream today and ask some Emma Raducanu questions. And,
all right.
It might be Raducanu. I'm not sure. But I know he posed the question earlier on about sort of strengths and weaknesses, and he doesn't believe that she can beat the top players because she just, I don't know. Anyway, frame the question as it should be framed.
Same question, Jake. Borges has gotten a break to begin the third set now.
Oh, how about that?
So maybe
quick hold for Anisimova as well. Quick hold for Tsitsipas 2. Block return there from Tsitsipas and does the damage because Altmaier doesn't deal with it.
Right, Anisimova holds 2-2 now. So Jake, did John frame the question well, or did you?
I'm sure he's typing away ferociously right now.
He might be typing it right now.
Yeah, but if it's the one I think it is, it's kind of about her weapons and whether she has enough to beat players such as. Here we go.
What level can she get to, essentially? Okay, so here we go.
He's basically saying, look, Sabalenka, Rybakina, Goff's, Swiatek are just probably always going to be a step too far for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know that I disagree with that. I don't know that I see the top level consistently enough to be in that top 5 conversation. Like when I watch her play, I kind of, it's not a perfect comp, but I think of Alexandrova.
Mm-hmm.
Like a power player who on any given day can give any player in the world a lot of problems. And can even beat them, but isn't necessarily going to do it every single match to the point where she can be one of the top 2 or 3 players in the world.
Ooh.
Like I think she can get to top 20, top 15 quite easily, and on occasion challenge for top 10.
Yeah, I think she's made. I think she has a career high of 9. I think
yes.
She just in at one point,
which I think was like immediately leading up to the U.S. Open in 22.
Okay, so she's that leading up to the U.S. Open 22. Okay, I think I disagree slightly.
Okay.
In that this is not me predicting her to win a slam, but she's not far away. She was in a deciding set tiebreak with Sabalenka in Cincinnati that could have gone really either way. I think it was maybe 7-4 in that tiebreak. It was, very, 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 very close. The other thing, of course, is to win big titles. Let's say a 1,000, because I think she has the level and the abilities to win, big-ish titles, 500s, 1,000s, etc. And she doesn't have to beat all of those 4. Plus, Rybakina and Goff have shown over the years, no matter how good they can be, they will find unbelievably different ways of losing matches.
Yes.
So, Goff will go through periods like we are seeing right now, although, she won today, but how long that'll last for. But, Goff and Wimbledon's never going to be a thing, I think. And Goff will go on a run of losing 4 matches in 6 or whatever. So, and Rybakina, we know the wild inconsistency that she's shown since winning Wimbledon in 2022, that just when you think she's about to win Wimbledon 2024, she goes and loses to Krejcikova in the semi-final, or just when you think she's getting things together and you go into a slam and she loses to Blinkova in the 3rd round in Australia. So, the only one on that list that really is Iga. She doesn't really seem to ever get close to Iga on any surface. although they've never played on grass. Iga really is just way too good for her on a hard court and on clay. I think they had a close set in Stuttgart 18 months ago, but that's about it.
I mean, that's a really bad matchup for her, I feel like. Because Iga
she's getting close to Sabalenka. I mean, she had a really, really competitive 2-set loss to her at Wimbledon. And Sabalenka, yeah, I think is there. If they played each other here in New York, of course, I'd still probably expect a Sabalenka win. But I don't think the gap is as wide as Jake thinks it is.
Yeah, I do think that gap is closing a little bit. Yeah, Jake, I'll answer that question. That second one you asked in just a second. Two things I would say is, one, Raducanu is only 22 years old. She's got some time still. Like, she is younger than some of these other players. So she has time. Also, she hasn't won another title yet. Like, that U.S. Open title is the only one that she's ever won. So, can we see her in the final of a 500 and get a victory there? Like, I think that's a good first step. Oh, hi, Ashley. Ashley's in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jake, for your second question, if Rybakina plays to her best ability, how much, like, what chances do I give Emma to beat her? I mean, if Rybakina is at the absolute top of her game, maybe like 10%, 15%.
Right now, Rybakina plays her best, then I think she does win. But how often do we see Rybakina play her best? I think we are seeing it more often now. In the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks during this North American swing, where she's been getting to the semi-finals at all of these tournaments and being very, very close, serving for the first set against Iga, third set tiebreak losses. I think, was Mboko a third set tiebreak loss or 7-5? I think it might have been a third set tiebreak. But anyway, it's also a third set tiebreak against Layla. So she's obviously showing a lot more consistency now. And that's the concern that I would... If she was wildly inconsistent, as she has been for the last 2 or 3 years, then I would feel differently. But I think if Rybakina brings her best right now, because her best is just an unbelievable serving day for a start. Never mind all the other shots that she has. So, if she brings her best serve constantly for 2 hours, then Raducanu might not even break her serve. So, that's the case, then Rybakina wins. But that's right now.
Yeah, I do think, Jake, generally I agree with you in that there is a difference in saying, like, you support a player and want them to do well and being realistic about where they sit in the hierarchy of the tiers, if you want to have that, of the WTA. And I'm not sure, like, right now she's not in either of the first 2 tiers at all, I feel like. Somewhere in tier 3 or 4 is where I would put her. But I think that she can get to, like, that around 15 ranking consistently. She has some good weapons, and she's healthy now, which is always a massive plus. But I do think that the dealing consistently with the top players is something that she will need to improve on a lot if she's going to get in to, like, the top 5 range and be in serious Grand Slam conversation again. So kind of like what you just said in this latest comment, like, yeah, just let her improve. And I'm excited to watch her over the next couple of years, and maybe she can get back to that level, and we'll see.
I think Mark Petrie, who's obviously spent some time with her coaching this year, is one of the people that, at least in a quote, just said, look, she could win the US Open, why not? But whether he was led into that or whether he said it out of nowhere, I don't know. But he's also obviously, biased and probably wants to fill her with confidence. And yeah, but then, we've had her winning it in 21 is far more bizarre than her winning it in 25. Krejcikova winning Wimbledon, Paolini being in the final of French Open and Wimbledon back-to-back. All of these are far bigger surprises than Emma winning the US Open this year, because the problem is, of course, in that half of the draw, she's going to probably have to go through Rybakina, Sabalenka, and then Iga potentially in the final. So, yeah, that would be a very different path to a Grand Slam win compared to what she had in 2021, of course, where probably Bencic was the biggest name that she had to beat.
Yeah. And, I mean, if she does beat Rybakina, round 4 is either Vondrousova or Paolini.
Right, yeah.
That's not easy at all either.
In fact, if it is Vondrousova, it would be Grand Slam winner Rybakina, Grand Slam winner Vondrousova, Grand Slam winner Sabalenka, Grand Slam winner Swiatek if that's in the final, and I don't know who the semi-final would be against.
Pegula, Andreeva are the top seeds in that section.
Yeah, so probably she would avoid a Grand Slam winner in that bit.
Grand Slam finalist and someone that we think is going to win.
Yeah, Andreeva's winning slams at some point, yeah.
Which could be interesting for... Yeah, I mean, I think it's a interesting contrast. Some of the conversations we have about Raducanu and some of the conversations we have about Andreeva, who hasn't done that level yet, but we all believe is going to get there quickly.
Yeah. I see that Anisimova now is super in charge of this match. She has a break point for a double break actually in the second set.
She is. After that break to go up 3-2, let out a pretty big yell. So I think that she's feeling maybe a little more loose now. It's going back to deuce right now, but I think she's feeling good. Borges is still up a break, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I find it intriguing, Jake, although I will say this. I haven't seen, other than that Mark Pecci quote, I haven't seen that hyperbole regarding Raducanu. I've actually seen some fairly considered thoughts regarding her 2025, which have been along the lines of, this has been her most consistent year on tour. She just needs to get seeded for slams, which should be happening sooner rather than later. Just missed out, I think, by 1 or 2 places in New York. And I that's the sort of messages I'm seeing, that she's winning matches that she should win, which is another good sign. It's a good sign of consistency. She's probably defending better than she used to. She's probably playing with a bit more margin than she used to. Things seem to be a little bit more settled in terms of her team. All I see is just very calm, considered thoughts. But then maybe I'm not seeing the same comments that Jake is seeing, because I see very measured thoughts on her. That's what I'm seeing. Like, she's in the 3rd round, and that's probably where her journey will end. But that's still been a good, US Open, because she hasn't won at the US Open since 2021. Hey, Isabel.
Hi.
A lot of Emma Raducanu chat right now.
Right. Anisimova did get the break.
Oh, she's got it, has she?
Double break now. Will be serving for the match. Yeah, I agree, Jake. Like, I mean, we'll just see what happens with her. Like, if she does get to that level, great. If not, she does have a Grand Slam title, which, yep.
What is this debate that we're having?
Maybe not so much of a debate, but just like, yeah, like what place does Raducanu have in the tennis ecosystem today?
What do you mean by that?
So Jake asked the question, essentially like that he loves the progress, but he personally doesn't see her getting to the point of Sabalenka, Swiatek, like the big four of tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not going to get to that tier. And then some people are saying that she's like a favorite to win a Grand Slam, which quite a bit of diversity in between those 2 points. So yeah, we were just talking about like where does her level get to? I'm kind of in the camp that I compare. It's not a perfect comparison, but like comparing her to Alexandrova or Samsonova, where it's like a power player who can beat anyone on their best day, but probably isn't consistent enough to be a top 5 player.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a little too soon to tell what's going to happen with Raducanu because we're only just now starting to see some more consistency. So I'd like to see how the rest of this tournament goes. I want to see kind of how the end of the year, where we end up, before I kind of decide, where she stands in the WTA. It may not be that she's everyone like Iga and Sabalenka's level, but I believe anyone is beatable at any time, and I think this year is especially true this year. If you look at like Sabalenka's record at Grand Slams, so I don't necessarily want to say that like Emma isn't gonna win another Grand Slam or isn't a favorite somewhere or isn't gonna be on the level that we see Iga and Sabalenka on. I don't want to decide that right now, because I think tennis is one of the most unpredictable sports. So I think it's too soon to tell.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's very early, and she's very young still. Like she's only 22. So
yeah.
Her growth as a tennis player is nowhere close to finished.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I remember hearing an interview with her agent, Max Eisenbud, and he said, Emma's career is really strange because she kind of did everything backwards, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knew who she was. She didn't have like this kind of slow build to figure out who she is as a player or anything. She just kind of had this fluke happen where she wins the US Open, and then she kind of has to work backwards. So I really try to withhold judgment of her process. And we might see her like go deep in some slams. And it's possible that like if someone if like Sabalenka or Iga is injured, then maybe she'll have more of a chance because that happens, But yeah, her career is kind of backwards. So I just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah, it's backwards, and there's no one else to compare it to.
Yeah.
I mean, she went through qualifying a couple of times in Grand Slams, and then 4th round of Wimbledon, Grand Slam champion at the U.S. Open. Like, no one has done that ever. So, yeah, and Jake, I think we're not questioning, like, if you're, like, just hating on her. But, yeah, it's just like, where is she at right now? Where can she be in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think, Jake, I mean, I'm coming in late to this conversation. It doesn't seem like you were judging her to be in that conversation now, despite the improvement. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I also, I don't, I mean, I understand that, like, we're talking about her in this matter because she has won a Grand Slam, but we're not talking about, like, any other player kind of at her same level in the same way. But I think we have to treat her like she is a player at the level that, you know, the other players around her are in, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of players in the WTA who aren't at Iga and Sabalenka's level, and we're not talking about them. And I think we would have said the same thing about Coco Gauff a few months ago, that she's not in the level of Iga and Arena, but now she is. So we're not even talking about Rybakina in the same way that we talk about Raducanu, and they're equal in kind of. They both won a Grand Slam and then had some kind of drop. So I just don't. I feel like Emma is like this weird, like lightning bolt person that we are obsessed with in the tennis community, and it's not that I don't think it's warranted, but I just think it's a little over. We like talk about her too much.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily talking about her this much.
Yeah. Like, I think about just like flip one result. If Leylah Fernandez wins that title and Raducanu doesn't, like, those two are players that they're only 4 or 5 spots apart in the rankings right now. They've had very similar careers outside of that one tournament. Like, if Leylah does have a title and Emma doesn't, like, do we talk about Emma as much as we are talking about Leylah in this conversation right now? And it's like, is that the more appropriate conversation to have about her?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the answer to that, really, but
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It's interesting that no one is really talking about Leylah in the same way, and even though she didn't win, you know, that Grand Slam, it was still pretty insane that she reached that level, given where she was at the time, and yet no one really talks about her in the same. No one's questioning her as much as people question Raducanu.
yeah. I think, like, in some ways, like, Raducanu maybe has a little bit more of, like, the power tools that you see more often in the top players. And Leylah's a little bit more, like, she has a good game, but it's a little bit more finesse. She's relying on more slicing, just variance in shots more than Emma does. And I think part of it is Emma's game does resemble Rybakina's, Sabalenka's, more so than Leylah Fernandez's does.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think she will get closer to beating maybe Sabalenka, just based on what I saw at I think it was Wimbledon. she was pushing her. Emma was pushing Arena pretty hard, and it felt. I mean, it wasn't a close match, but like it felt close in a way. So I do think she might build up some more momentum and be able to beat Sabalenka. Maybe not Ika, but like maybe Sabalenka. Probably not consistently, but it maybe once.
Well, I think she can get to that point where there will be a day where Sabalenka's a little bit off and Emma is able to out-hit her.
Yeah.
And just be a little more consistent. Iga is someone that I think is just a matchup problem for her. Like her speed and defense probably is enough to neutralize everything that Emma does with hitting from the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that one. Coco, I don't really know because Coco is so up and down as a player. But if she's playing at her best, her defensive skills and her speed and athleticism probably can neutralize Emma in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But like Rybakina is a player that like I think she could get to the point where she can hit with her as well. So for her, it might be a little more matchup based than some other players. But I mean, that's just my opinion, and who knows?
Yeah, I think tomorrow will be a good test. I think it'll be very telling. Emma is playing Rybakina, and I think that'll show a lot. I think we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up when that match is happening.
So
that's going to happen.
It's like one of the first matches of the day.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. local time on Louis Armstrong. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a warm day in New York tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be like high 70s. I picked Rybakina to win that match. I just think her serve is such a tool right now.
Mm-hmm.
Such a big tool, and she's been playing well lately. Semifinals in Canada, semifinals in Cincinnati. Like on the tennis court, she seems very at home right now and comfortable in a way I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, fewer health issues for sure.
Yep.
Which is nice. I think I also picked Rybakina to get through that match. Although most of my bracket has completely fallen apart.
I'm sure it has for all of us.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine who I play tennis with, and she's only kind of just getting into, the whole watching tennis, putting up brackets thing. And I was talking to her about mine, and she said, I feel like every time I talk to you, you say something like, my bracket is horrible, like it's all kind of part, it's so fun. She's like, do you ever just pick right? And I'm like, no.
No.
I usually pick all of the quarters to semis to finals correctly, but all of those opening rounds, rarely ever.
Yeah. No, trying to think, what is my worst one this year? Because, the men's side was actually pretty straightforward in the first round. Not many seeds went out.
Yeah.
On the men's side.
I had a couple of, I didn't think Musetti was going to get through his first match. So that kind of messed mine up. But
okay.
It was mostly my women's bracket that was so bad because Iboko didn't get through, Keys didn't get through. So
Keys is one that I thought was going to make a bit of a run.
Yeah, I think I had her in the semis or something. Maybe even the final.
Where did I have her at? Quarterfinals? Maybe? Actually, I think I had her round 4. Because I put Noskova in the quarterfinal.
I also didn't have Tommy Paul, which is the match I have on right now. I didn't have him even getting to this round.
Is he 1 point away now? I believe 2 points away. Yeah, he was down a break earlier in this set, so
Yeah.
strong effort from
We can
him.
have Tsitsipas going this far. Granted, it is only the second
Yeah,
round.
I mean, it's fair to have questions about him. His health has been all over the place lately.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Cincinnati was not a good tournament for him at all. Yeah, it looks like Tsitsipas Altmaier will be the final match of the night.
Yeah.
Probably. All right, match point for Tommy Paul, and the crowd is all up on their feet. If she wins tomorrow, you'll break your... What's a teetotal policy?
It means people have to have a drink. I believe. Jake, tell me if that's incorrect. I think that's what you mean.
I don't know. I haven't heard that one before.
But yeah, being a teetotaler, I believe it means that you don't drink.
All right, Borges has saved both of the match points, so we'll keep playing there.
Do you know who Coco plays in the next round?
Sorry?
Do you know who Coco plays in the next round?
In the next round, she plays, I think, Magdalena Freck.
Okay.
I think so.
I was listening to her.
All right, yeah, she plays Freck. And then winner of that, got it pulled up here, plays the winner of Kazuchika Osaka, which could be interesting. And Isabel made a Frozen again. All right, so 2 matches left. Borges held his serve there, so 5-5 now. And Tsitsipas, Altmaier on serve in set number 5. Tsitsipas up 4-3 at the moment. Altmaier will serve next. Just feels like the type of match where there's going to be a 5th set tiebreaker coming in. Feels like just the right thing for this match. But yeah, you're not wrong about that, Jake. That was a tough final for her. Right. Gonna grab another glass of water quick and be back in a second.
I'm here.
All right. I had some pizza for dinner tonight, and
Just
I haven't
smiling
had
at Jake's comment here.
All right. Tommy Paul serving down 15-30 at the moment. Just pushed a forehand long. I hadn't seen much of Mochizuki. I think tonight's the first time I've watched the majority of a match that he played. decent at times, but de Minaur was in control from the start, really. So not much of a threat, but the second set was pretty decent from him. It was 4-4. De Minaur held his serve to go up by 4. And then Mochizuki was serving to stay in the set and just froze up a little bit with his service game. Right.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you see the match points that Tommy Paul had?
I did.
Okay. Did he have a chance?
On one of them, he had a chance and hit a forehand into the net. The other one, Borges had just played a pretty good point. Not much of a opportunity for him to get in it. Borges has a break point now. And a break.
And he's got the break.
Wow. And 5 minutes ago, I thought this match might be over about this time.
Tsitsipas is threatening 15-30 on the Altmaier serve. Wonderful backhand there from Tsitsipas cross court. Just went for it big style. So yeah, match points come and go for Paul, and now Borges is serving for the third set. Altmaier went to the backhand on that serve, smartly, 30 all. Yeah.
Felix lost cause?
I mean, he won today.
He did. And we'll have a much more difficult match coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, like, lost cause relative to what?
I'm guessing this is guessing, but I'm guessing he's sort of like thinking about some of the big comments that Felix was attracting 3, 4, 5 years ago. Yeah,
I mean, he was a top 10 player at one point.
Yeah, made the ATP finals in 22.
Yep. And really since the Australian Open in 23. It just
he was in the quarterfinals, I think, in 22, and he had match points against Felix. Against Medvedev. Just seen Altmaier celebrate an ace down the tee, and it's not to win the game, but save a break point.
Yep. I mean, I think Felix is right now is a top 20 caliber player. And yeah, not much higher, not much lower than that on him at the moment.
Yeah. Love 15 on the Borges serve. Just watching Altmaier here, 4 hours and 3 minutes for this match. If it goes to a tie break, probably exceed 4.5 hours. Ooh, Has he missed that? I think he has, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Go on, Jake, because I'm going to go to bed very, very soon.
Hey, kick me off of here whenever you want to. But
Yeah, I'm just seeing if Borges wins this set, and actually regarding this Altmaier, I'm seeing if he wins this game. Yeah, if Borges wins, if it goes to a tiebreak with Borges and Paul, I'll stay to the end of that tiebreak. If Borges wins the set and Altmaier holds, then I think that'll be enough. If Tsitsipas breaks, then I'll see him attempt to serve it out. Ifs, buts, and maybes. Paul, though, by the way, Borges might do something. Paul might do something with Borges.
30-all, second serve coming.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Not a great forehand from Paul there. So set point now.
Sir Volley did really well there, Altmaier, and he does hold because that was not an easy volley given the velocity with which Tsitsipas hit that shot.
All right,
Then
perhaps the third set. Altmaier holds 4-all there.
I mean, Jake, listen, I'm not saying this just to defend Tony Nadal, but that link up was consultancy, wasn't it? I mean, Tony Nadal was never the primary coach. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think Tony Nadal is the right coach for one person in history, and he coached that person, and that was his nephew. Yeah, I don't. That's it really. I don't see, despite these recent, the Zverev and Tony Nadal thing recently, for example. I think it's nice, and maybe that'll give Zverev a bit of a boost that week he had at the Nadal Academy, and some nice conversations, and maybe he'll lean on that. And I see certain. It's like in soccer, Jake. It's like the relationship that Atletico Madrid and Simeone have. It worked perfectly there, but it probably wouldn't work perfectly anywhere else. Borges has won that set, by the way.
Yes.
And Altmaier is held. So I think we can call it a night. I'll catch up with you soon, Carson. I'll let you know as soon as I can about potential watch-alongs tomorrow and if any of them fit your schedule.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
cheers, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.